This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.
The Dice Odyssey!
Hey there folks, welcome back to the Dice Odyssey. I'm Kaz, and today I'm going to be bringing to you a Kickstarter card game. It's all about going to war against each other player's army in the game, and you're a bunch of goblins, and you got a goblin king, you got things like assassins and defenders and so on and so forth, and you're trying to destroy everyone else and get as many points as you possibly can in the game, up to 100. Goblin Grapple. Now this game is by Silver Gaming Company, and if you couldn't tell, they put a lot of thought into their production quality. Let's just put it that way. The game's for 2 to 4 players, about 30 to 45 minutes. It's a very, very, very simple game. Let me go ahead and show you how it's played. It won't take that long, and then we'll get back to our final thoughts on it. All right, I'm going to give you a brief overview on how to play Goblin Grapple. Keep in mind this is Kickstarter pre-production, so anything I tell you could be possibly subject to change. Also, I want to show you some other cool things. This gorgeous box. I mean, look at that. And I'm gushing over it because I can't help it. It's just beautiful. Okay, they really took some time with production quality, especially with the cards. The cards are really nice. The basic goal of the game is to be the first person to 100 points. And when you do that, you've won the game. Every round is decided by the person who meets 21 points in terms of garrison, battling, and things like that. To start, each player is going to get a hand of 5 cards. All right, and at the beginning of every turn, you're going to draw a card from the deck. Okay, in this case, I've got a Goblin Raider. It's a power of 5. As you see, I've got a 3. I've also got some specialty cards that you need to know about. I've got a Goblin Spy. Look at another player's hand, swap a card from your hand. That's a cool little power. I've also got a Goblin King, most powerful dude in the game. 8 points. I mean, that's a ton of points, especially when you're trying to reach 21 points each round. You got the Goblin Assassin, always defeats the king. So if somebody plays a king down, you can throw this joker down and take him out. Goblin Defender. This one allows you to swap this card for another one that's already in battle. So for example, if you got the king down here and you're battling, somebody throws an assassin down, well, you could actually stop them from taking your king as points, and they'll just take that one instead. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. Now you've got a couple of options that you can do as a player. Okay, first thing you would do is draw that card, and then you can either do one of a couple different things. You can build yourself an army, okay, face down, nobody else knows what you're putting, and you can pretty much put as many cards as you want on top, one on top of the other, because when somebody engages you in battle, you're going to go to the topmost card first and flip it over as a defense. So you could build it as you see fit. You can also play a Goblin Spy, lay that down, discard it, and what you can do is look at the other player's hand and swap it with a card from your hand, whatever card you want out of their hand. On top of that, another thing that you can do is you can actually go ahead and attack the other player's army. So for example, let's say I wanted to take this 5 out, and I'm going, okay, I'm playing that against your army. The other player has to flip the topmost card, and look, your 5 beats their 3. You take these as points, and they go into your garrison. Now what this is going to be is points for later on. Once you reach 21 in that garrison or more, the round is over, and then people calculate points and keep track until somebody gets to 100. Now let's take a quick look at what happens in the case of a tie. You lay a 3 down, the other player flips their card on their army, topmost card is a 3, we now have a tie. Now the defender has a choice. They can go ahead and take a card out of their hand to try to win that battle, but they would place it face down. It's kind of like a press your luck and way of bluff, okay? And now the attacker has to decide whether or not they want to re-engage, and so they're going, okay, I want to go ahead and take, let's say we take this king here, okay? And they lay that down. The defender flips that card that they placed from their hand, and oh look, we won the battle. But again, they could continue doing that until either they run out of cards or they don't have cards that could actually overtake what you're playing, and whoever wins that's going to win the battle. And all those cards are going to the garrison. Now keep in mind, once somebody reaches 21 or higher, whatever was in your army also counts as points that goes into your garrison for the final tally. And that's in general how you're going to play Goblin Grapple. Now, within game, we actually saw some cool little strategies come out and some fun little bluffing elements come out when we played. But in general, it's going to be a very light-hearted, light strategy game that has got kind of a trick-taking feel and a war feel. So if you like those kind of strategies, that's kind of what you feel in this game. Number one, if I was gonna give high marks for production for a small, very light card game, this is it, because I was sitting there, like, when I first got this from the company, I was going, wow, is there like a pot of gold inside of this? Are there like doubloons, you know, silver gaming company, you know? I'm kind of getting some expectations there. And I open it up and I pull out a small deck of cards. Part of me was a little discouraged because I didn't get the silver doubloons, but hey, that's cool. Either way, the fact that it comes in this wooden box is pretty amazing now. So anyway, when it comes to the cards themselves, I like the cards. Very nice finish on them. They play well in the hand. They feel well in the hand. So what do I think of the mechanics? I think the mechanics work overall. Let's put it this way. I'm just going to boil it down for you. The game is a different, advanced version of War, okay? If you've ever played War, you know how you pull cards and you play them against the other person and see who has the higher numbers. That's kind of what you're playing here, except that this time you have a hand of cards and you have a few different extra decisions, which you saw in the overview, that you can make, right? So you can actually build up an army, and then you start pulling cards from the top of that army and seeing what's going to defend against somebody who's throwing down an attacker out of their hand, right? And also you have to be careful to watch out for your king. There is a tiny bit of strategy, and I mean a very minute amount of strategy in the game, because you do have a few extra decisions, but you are highly dependent upon that card draw. So if you like that type of game, if you like a quick, fast game that's gonna, be something that you can get just a couple people together, y'all have a good time for, like I say, 30 to 45 minutes. Now, if you play with two players, it might be about anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. Then you probably will like this game. Some things I did like about the game. I like the fact that it comes in this little bitty card box. It's very portable. You can get a game going within 30 seconds because you're basically showing, if you have to teach the game, this is one of the most teachable games because it's so simple. Again, if you've ever played War, you're going to get some of the concepts behind it. Now, you're not going to have as many cards as War. And there are some things in the game when it comes to having different artwork for the same numbers and things like that. Yes, it doesn't change anything, but I thought it was cool that the artwork that they did that. If there are any perceived negatives whatsoever that I found with the game, it's that it's not going to have a lot of meat. Okay, it's just not going to have a lot of meat on the bone. Now, again, anything could change between now, me saying this and the Kickstarter, because there could be stretch goals I don't know about. But for a simple, fast, fun card game, if you like War, if you like fast, fun card games, you'll probably like this. Again, there's enough decisions to keep you interested if you're somebody who likes a type of game like War. This is not designed for somebody who is trying to get a strong strategy built up, because honestly, again, you're really dependent on that card draw. Yes, you do build up an army in different ways. Yes, you choose from your hand what you're going to play to build that army up. Yes, you're going to try to go through defenders as you go, but again, you're matching up numbers or trying to overcome numbers. And this game is made for those people that like those real quick filler games, and maybe not terribly quick, but it's one of those where you're just trying to get to 100 and you go round after round after round until you do that, right? And so, do I recommend this game? I do if you like light, simple, fun card games. I do recommend it. But if you're looking for something with a lot more meat on the bone, no, I cannot recommend this game in that respect. Doesn't mean it's a bad card game. I think that it's got a lot of merit when it comes to what they were attempting to do. But like I said, it's made for a very specific crowd of people. Now, again, there's some people I know that would absolutely love this game. Again, because they're used to War and they like War. That's the big difference between this and War, is the fact that you have a hand of cards instead of you're just drawing cards and playing them. You know what I mean? And you have a little bit of strategy you can play in terms of building how your army goes, because you're having to flip cards over as you go and depending on how much you're attacking or being, having to defend. And so, yeah, Kickstarter is going to be launching pretty soon. I think it's early May. So like I said, check it out if this sounds like something you'd be interested in. And you have a blessed day and game away.